Welcome to Authentic Soul Conversations with Itesh. It is such an honor and privilege to be hosting my sister, a friend, a mentor, and one of the incredible ladies that I met in my journey, transitioning and becoming to who and where I am at this present moment. Her name is Tendayi Rita Muteerwa. She is a spiritual healer, a light worker, an energy healer. She's a yoga instructor and a movement therapist. Welcome to Authentic Soul Conversations, my queen.
Thank you.
How are you?
Oh my God, I am overwhelmed with gratitude
Awesome.
for this moment, Itesh.
We give thanks. Me and Rita met in 2000 and is it 6 or 7? 2007. Yeah, at an organization or theater institution called Something Magic by Nymph Kellerman. And I happened to be one of the creative and performing arts students there. So she came in as a movement therapist and a dance teacher. So that's how we met.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for me, actually, it all started because there was a deep yearning within me to facilitate healing through movement. I knew that there was power in movement. Yeah. And Monet then was giving dance classes in the same organization. And I think from a conversation, she just knew that this was the place for me, you know.
Awesome.
And for me, it was not about the technicalities of movement, you know, because for me, art, it's not about the technicalities. And I understood that there was a community of young adults, of teenagers and children who were rich gifted with talents, singing, writing, and dancing, that was searching for an opportunity to be empowered, to know that whatever it is that they knew they could do best, and that they knew they were here to do, that they could do it, regardless of the certificate, regardless of the technicalities of knowing how to point, you know, like in ballet and so forth. And yeah, you know, and you know, I remember the first day, and I looked, I felt, you know, it's funny, today we speak about energy because I understand, you know, that we feel energy. You know, then I didn't know about, you know.
But it was there.
I didn't know that I was feeling the energy. I didn't know that I was feeling the vibration. You know, but, and today I can really say, looking back, that my intuition and my soul connected with the souls of everybody that was there.
That's true. Because you were different from the other teachers that we had. There was just something intangible that we can't actually explain, and the type of aura and energy that you came with, that was remarkable, and it was different. You know, we were going through challenges. 90% of the young adults that were there were going through a lot of challenges, and you know, creating the dance and the art and the movement and the healing and the affirmations that we used, you know, in terms of song, in terms of moving, in terms of relating to what we were going through at that moment. So that for me has been, like, has stuck with me until today. The awareness of the spirit and of movement, of energy, of frequency, of vibration, you know, when you do what you are created to do. So at the time where you met me, where was I and where am I now?
Itesh was the rebellious leader in the group. The one who kind of from the very beginning was like, okay, let's see. What is it that she's bringing? you know, but what was, and you know, everybody else knew, you know, and everybody else felt intimidated, and there was a huge discomfort with this powerful energy that you had.
Yeah.
You know,
even today, even till to date.
Yeah.
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 It's just that now I think I understand it more, and I'm able to
course.
ground and center myself to be
Yeah.
able to, you know, hold space for whoever gets intimidated by
Oh,
this thing that I
yes.
also can't explain. Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember seeing you, you know, because we had classes in that auditorium, and you would be on stage, and sometimes I would be outside,
Yeah.
and you're sitting on the right, my right, you know,
Yes.
side, right at the back, but really waiting. And every single thing that I would say, there was just a rebellious move about it. You know, like, who are you to come and tell us
Yeah.
what we need to do? What do you know about us?
Yes, that's correct.
And that was loud.
yeah,
Your cry was very loud.
it was. It
in
was. It
that.
was extremely
Yeah.
loud. Yeah.
You know, and you led that group to being rebellious, and even when they did not want to express their truth, because you were expressing your truth in
Yeah.
being rebellious, you would still loudly
Sure.
say exactly how you felt, you know, and you really didn't care. If you really had to leave, you would just leave.
Yeah. Yes.
And you were at that point, like, I don't
Yeah.
really know what the heck am I doing here.
Sure. That is so true.
Yeah.
That is extremely true.
Yeah.
And to now, after so many years, and we get to reconnect and be able to share now more on another dimension, on rebirth, on, you know, awakening and transition. Because I remember I came to you and I shared to you what I was going through at home, you know, in regards to the relationship with my mother and my upbringing and all the things that were wounding me and that were breaking me, you know, as a young adult.
You know, I started by saying that you're very rebellious, and you were rebelling against lies, because there was a truth about you, the essence about who you are, and everything that you experienced, that you wanted to shout out, that you didn't want to hide. You could not tolerate living in a lie.
That's right.
Yeah, and that
That's
was your
powerful.
Yeah, and that's your rebellion, and that's why. When I look back, and it's interesting that we reconnected again, 10 years after the show, you know, that movement choreography that we had in 2008, you know, and last year we reconnected. And I see in you, I see that you allowed yourself to shout and scream and to allow that truth to really come out, Itesh.
That's powerful.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what was heavy on you.
Yeah.
And you kept fighting.
Sure, that's powerful.
You went through, you allowed your journey because you were authentic with yourself.
Yeah.
Because you're after the truth. You wanted to speak out.
Yes.
You wanted to say, this is what my soul is crying for. This is what we're going through. This is what I'm calling for, freedom. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And you started by introducing me as your mentor. Today I take you as my mentor. You are a powerful soul. You have grounded yourself, rooted yourself like a baobab tree. You know, you started as a leaf that would rebel against the wind to really becoming this strong tree.
Give thanks.
Yeah.
Wow, that's powerful.
And quite frankly, Tesh, there are no words that can really describe the river that you are. It's important to feel you. It's important to connect with you. It's important to understand your presence. Do you understand? And we're really saying these things for the sake of finding powerful wordings and metaphors to really describe who you really are today.
Sure.
Yeah.
Give thanks.
Yeah.
But you know, as we say that we connect on the tribe of the people that, you know, the divine chooses for you.
Yeah.
And now we are here, we're having like real conversations, you know, sacred sisterhood, circles and code, you know. In your journey, what has been born again and being rebirthed and transitioning and awakening into this powerful force that you are?
You know, it's a lot, and there's a lot that I could really share, but what really comes for me to share at this very moment is, you know, I ran from myself. I ran away from myself for a very long time. I abandoned my creative power, you know, and thank God, thanks to my ancestors for bringing me back, for rescuing me. You know, the whole of last year was a year of returning to myself.
Give thanks.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
And returning to the essence of my soul, and returning to this identity that I've decided to come and be in this human incarnation as a powerful Black African woman. And through that, I was able to become woman.
Yes.
You know, and to allow myself the opportunity to grow from a child that went through challenging moments, and where I felt abandoned, where I felt rejected, where I felt abused, misunderstood, and for a very long time I blamed my mother, I blamed my father, I blamed my step-parents, you know. And when I really became aware of myself, I realized that whatever it is that I felt, they were my feelings. Everybody else had their own responsibilities, but they were my feelings. And in owning that, I went back to my power. And in going back to my power, I realized that I feared being a woman.
Sure.
I feared being a mother. I feared being a sensual woman. Do you understand?
I get you.
I
can relate.
And you know, and even
and a lot of women and sisters can really relate to what you are saying. You know, in a sense that I believe that each and every person born into this human incarnation, into this world, there is a destiny that has been destined for them. So the challenges that you went through, they probably were necessary for you to find your truth and own up into it. You know, because God allows situations, trusting that she knows that you will come back to self. Your foundation is very deep, in a sense that if the divine trusts you, that no matter how many challenges he brings into the table, you will still be able to find that authentic self and being that you are. That when you felt rejected, it was for the awakening of your soul. That when you felt abandoned, it was so that you can be able to find, you know, this authentic being and genuine being that you are. Should that haven't happened, where would you be? Who would this light that we see now would be? Because I think you and you can relate. We went through sort of similar challenges. You know, I had issues growing up. with my mother. You know, she was born in a time where they don't really show much if they really love you. They don't verbalize it. You know, they're just tough and hard, you know, and they give you this tough love that sometimes a part of you wants to relate with them from a DNA genealogy level, from, you know, your great mothers that were there before you. And I couldn't get that from my mom. Instead, all I got from her were wounds. It was her brokenness that was so loud. It was her scars that was so loud that I actually found myself singing in the same accord, until I realized that, oh, actually, if I don't work on this person, I'm going to end up like her. Right? So I had to do the work, to do the inner work, and it took time. I had to nail and break and, you know, leave the like the conditions of that I have of how a mother and child relationship supposed to be. And I synced, you know, deeply in where I was, and I started by healing myself. The minute I started fixing this person, then I decided and I chose that I'm gonna go back home, and what I know I'm gonna be able to share with her, so that I can bring on the healing from the ancestral root level to bring her closer to where I am. And now we have the most beautiful relationship ever that has been restored. She's actually my best friend. We call each other, we sing on the phone. She's there like I wanted her to be, but I had to do the work. So in your journey as well, I think that's where you've been and where you are going, you know, to heal the relationships, all of them, you know.
Yeah, and for me, it's exactly what you said. It's about, you know, I think the focus had been external. Had been trying to fix my mother, trying to fix my father, you know, trying to rescue, you know, everybody.
Can we actually fix people?
You can't. And I had to actually go through a phase where I had literally no physical energy to learn to care for myself. Because the only energy that I had was really to literally lift off my bed, go shower, and come back to bed. I didn't have the energy to have a conversation, 5-minute conversation with anybody. So how would I even want to help anybody else? I had to help myself first.
Because we often come into the world and try to forget or neglect ourselves, but be able to see, you know, what we don't like in other people, you know, in a sense that you wanted to fix or rescue your mother and your father and whoever who was in your circle at that time or that point, in an essence that they didn't understand the breed and the seed that you were. You know, they didn't understand your love language. You know, what kind of person or what kind of child is this one? And how are we supposed to care and hold space for her? You had to go into the wilderness to be able to find your roots, to be able to dig deeper in your soul, to be able to find this truth, this light that is you now, and that is, you know, seated here with us, you know, with an entourage of light ancestors that are here to heal beyond what we know.
And the truth is, you know, it's interesting that you're putting, you're saying we need to go through this so that we can be light. And the truth is, we are light from the very onset.
That's true.
You know, even at that moment where you do not know.
Yes.
You are light.
Hence I said our journeys is predestined. For you to find yourself in South Africa, all the way from Mozambique, in a lot of organizations and institutions, and creating your vibe, you know, and giving birth to all these dreams that you had without having anybody to support you. How did you manage?
I think trusting myself.
Yeah.
One thing that I feel in me that has always been there, despite the challenges, has been honoring myself.
It's powerful.
You know, I remember before I came, I was studying towards economics at the university there, and I dropped it because I just knew that that was not what I wanted to do. You know, and my calling was in the movement, you know, at that point, you know, and I decided to leave Mozambique because I wanted to come and pursue dance. So
you were also rebellious, in a sense that you had to
definitely
abandon home and get away from your comfort zone.
With my mother was not happy about that because, you know, they think you need to have a degree and so forth. And, you know, eventually I kind of like had a degree because I also feared, you know. So, you know, I went and I studied dance, but I was also in parallel. And I wanted to do humanitarian work, it's true, you know. But also there was that thinking of, you know, where am I going to fall back onto? Should this not the saboteur?
Yeah.
You know?
Sure.
Yeah.
That's deep what you're saying. It's actually sensitive because a lot of people are going around chasing security. Yes. But in all honesty, is there security into the world?
There's no security.
Like the only security that I know, that I can relate to, is the security of connecting and having an intimate connection with my divine and the creator of all things. I am secure in him and through him in becoming who he has intended for me to be. But here we are in the world that we're living in. People are chasing all these things that are materialistic based in the search of security, and they are neglecting the intimacy with their creator in wanting tangible things. I mean, a house can get burned, you know, a car can have an accident and you can actually lose everything. Then what? So you went and studied, you have the degree, and you've also done the dance. Is it working for you?
Dude, all I know that I want to do is serve from a place of intuitive creativity, you know. And when I decided I needed a break from the organization that I was working, it's because I really felt that I was no longer serving my purpose.
Are you getting the validation from them?
Am I getting the validation from them? You know, I think at this point I don't give a fuck. I really don't care about it. I think for me the most important thing is the awareness of the need that I have.
Yes.
You know, so that's the power. This is who I am today. I know that when I need to make a decision, I know how to check myself and see what are the external issues that are influencing my decision. You know, where is it that I'm seeking validation? So I know, for example, that my mother still plays a big role. I know. So in me knowing, I can then do an inner work to go back to my own self-worth.
I think,
you know,
one of the things that I normally say to my clients and to people that I coach and that I talk to is, in an actual fact, we are born out of our parents, but we're not born for them.
Exactly.
They are just an incubator of holding space for us and giving us proper foundation and guidance, and then allow us for the divine to take over our lives and use us the way he sees fit. You know, because if they had control, when you are sick and you are going through challenges, why can't they save you? And when you pass away, or they pass away, why are they going alone and leaving you behind? So I think it's a teaching for like both of us, you know, our parents and us being children, to be able to give honor and glory to the divine being that has created us, who trusted your parents, you know, to give birth to his power, which is you, and they are power. So your mother has lived her life. So as your father, and she continues living it without anybody dictating how should she live it. Maybe it's something that she got from where she was born, you know, to acknowledge that, because they were living in a time where if they tell you, I think it's a sort of protection as well. They're trying to protect you. Go be a lawyer, go be a medical student, go do 1, 2, 3. Of which, what if that is not part of your destiny? You know.
And there are two other things there. One is usually our parents. Let me say with my mother, what I perceive is that she feared that I would not succeed. And so there are certain avenues that she would not let me go because she would think that I would not succeed.
Now it makes us question her. If the foundation that she has implemented for you, is it solid enough for you to achieve, or is it questionable? So I think mothers as well, they sort of self-criticize themselves a lot.
Exactly.
You know, in a sense that they even want to take initiative for themselves. And it's normal. It's well, you know, good and understood. But I would love to say to them, they must trust the being, the creator of all things, the one who's omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresence, that has allowed them to give birth to this seed. You know, every now and then when a child derails from the road that you don't want them to, go back to the source. You know, and say, the child that I've asked from you, or the child that you have blessed me with, is on this path that I do not understand, and it's alarming to me. Can you now come through and be able to grant her with mothers and fathers in the journey, you know, externally out of this home, that will mentor her, that will carry her when she falls, that will remind her of how important home is, you know?
And actually there's another thing that, you know, there's nothing wrong with seeking validation. I think the issue is when we depend on the validation of others. Because even for my own empowerment, I choose to associate with powerful people such as Itesh. Because I know that when I'm pursuing a specific project and my shadows start, you know, showing up, or fear, I need to call you and tell you, this is what I'm thinking of doing, and I need you to validate that, to empower me to go. You see? So there's nothing wrong with seeking validation.
That's right.
The issue is when we depend
fully on it,
on validation of others, you know. And on the other hand, our mothers, you know, when they many a times, you know, unintentionally may create barriers for us to pursue what we want to pursue, because they fear, you know, and if they fear, they obviously begin to project fear in us. They help create a shadow, the shadow of fear, of guilt, of doubt, and so forth. But then that's the fear, that's the shadow that stimulates creativity in you. So, and that's where we come to saying that everything is perfect. Everything that happens with you is perfect, is for a reason. Everything happens for your own benefit. Because later on, I am now challenging my fears. I am speaking to transforming my fear into the energy of courage. That's where my creativity stimulates from. That's where I really want to perform. I create a choreography, and I want to facilitate movement, because I know that through movement, I know that through creating movement through your body, there's healing for all of that.
That's powerful. That's powerful. Wow, that is such an amazing day. I'm actually honored, you know, to be in your presence, to share with you realistic conversations, you know, about life, and we're still yet to create another ones. I know you've got a retreat coming soon, and we are speaking in prophecy and in existence of saying that there's a clan of people that were chosen for you even before you start. So I'm affirming that when you go out from here, step into that power.
Thank you.
Step into that power. Fear is there, and we do create even though fear is there. You get on stage, you know, to perform, and you use that fear to channel and speak, you know, sense to the like to people's souls and spirits. So even where you're going and what you want to do, the path is already clear. What's holding you back? It's the shadows that you're talking about.
Exactly.
Take the very same shadows and be able to march forward. We here and we're holding light for you. And we here, we saying that you know how much we talk. You know how much we pour into each other's souls and spirits. So it's a sisterhood code of conduct in saying that speak about doubts because they are not the truth. Feelings comes and goes, and if we take feelings, we're not going to be able to create anything. So you know that you need to step out again and use that creative force to heal the world, and the world is waiting for you.
Thank you, Itesh. It's last year I said you've ushered me home.
Yeah.
Because that's when I was leaving South Africa to going back to Mozambique.
Yes.
And this is the beginning of 2019, and you're ushering me into a new beginning.
Give thanks,
I have so much admiration for you, and above all, gratitude for sharing the journey with such a powerful soul. And I take you as my soulmate.
Yes.
I have, you know, there's no ways we can describe soulmates, but there's just such a beautiful connection at energy level between the two of us. And through you right now, I'm so grateful for our mothers. I am so grateful because there's also something that you are my mirror, you know, the powerful woman that we are, the independent woman that we are. And thanks to the shadows that they've allowed in us, we are the greatest
we
souls
are actually
that we
their
are.
Reflections. It's a pity they didn't tap into.
They need to do their own work.
Yes, you know.
It's important that they do their own work.
That is true.
You know, and we speak from our own perspective. From our own journey. And everything we receive, good or bad, those attacks are all necessary.
They are. They are necessary. I think the last time when we spoke on the phone, we talked about how I give thanks when I go through challenges. Yes, I cry. Yes, I moan. And I grieve for moments and spaces of people that I have connected with, and I lose them. But in that essence as well, because life happens in twos. There's life and death. You know, there's the sun and there's the moon. There's male and there's female. There's feminine and there's masculine. There's maternal, there's paternal. You know, so what we need to do where we are is find the balance in between, you know, these worlds that we have, which is the negative and the positive, which is your yin and yang. And then we are here saying that we acknowledge the good and the bad. We also allow the pain to come through, so as well as the happiness. The fear to be there, so as well as the courage. You know, the doubts to be there, so as well as the faith, because they work in twos. But what needs to rule out is the positivity thereof, and the authenticity of the spirit and your truth, and live it fully. Hence I said earlier on, this is your year of giving birth. You know, allow yourself to release each and everything that's inside of you. Release it and go out into the world with such grace and elegance. You know, be there. And when you do, the universe will back you up. It's not even going to feel like work. It's going to feel like you are just floating and flowing in the spirit. So give thanks, and thank you so much for a beautiful moment.
I love you.
I love you too. Thank you so much.
I love you.
I love you too.
Yes, this has been authentic. It's been 11 years together.
Yes.
And I'm really grateful. I just really hope to be back here again, and I thank you so much.
We're actually coming to you first
yes.
before you come
You
here.
need to come. Be baptized by the waters of Mozambique.
Yes.
And so, blessings to you. May the abundance of Mother God enrich you, nourish you. And I want to be part and enjoy from your blessings.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. This has been really authentic and loving and amazing.
It's because you are authentic self and you are real and you are raw. And you are also black, you know, and you are owning it, and you're a woman, you're sensual about, you know, the things that you do. So we give thanks. Wow. That was Authentic Soul Conversations with Itesh and Tendayi Rita Muteerwa. One of the beautiful sisters that I love dearly from Mozambique, but she's also, you know, a daughter of the South African soil. And every now when she's here, she'll come, you know, give her insights. One of the things that we want to do as well, the next time she come or we go to her, she'll be able to lead our yoga classes and meditations. So yeah, there's more coming, and love and light to you guys always. Thank you.
Thank you.